Hey guys, how are you? So pretty much, thanks for tuning in to my YouTube channel. As you can see, it's all about being financially awake. So what I will be exploring, in the future, in time to come, are pretty much different avenues by which we can achieve financial awakeness, as it were, and just how we can explore different ways that we can actually achieve in the long term financial freedom. For today, I'll be taking you through forex trading. I am by no means a forex guru, nor am I a full-time forex trader. I actually have a full-time job, and I trade forex as a well in a part-time, pretty much. What I'll be taking you through today is the FTMO process, or the FTMO company. FTMO is a prop trading firm which pretty much allows you to be able to access funds that are provided by the firm. So instead of risking your money, what the firm does is actually test your ability to trade and meet certain criteria. And if you're able to pass their challenge and go through verification, then they give you access to capital that you can trade and actually get a 70% profit split. So that's an awesome opportunity as a trader, and it's one that I think if you believe that you have the skill sets and a strategy that works, it's worth taking the challenge. So pretty much, what you do is you pay a one-time fee to actually take the challenge, and I'll take you through my challenge overview in terms of what I've gone through so far. So I actually paid for 100,000 for the $100,000 account challenge. There are different size accounts, I believe, starting from as low as $10,000 account, right, for like 100 and some odd euros. Uh, the challenge I opted to take was the 100,000 account. So if you don't have that, the capital needed to actually pay for this challenge, then you can opt to take a smaller account if you are a trader. And I'll take you through my performance and some of the KPIs that would have been set. So they would have agreed, or would have set out some criteria, some trading objectives which need to be met in order for you to be successful in the challenge. Right. So during the challenge, you are given your initial capital. In my case, was $100,000, and there's a maximum loss criteria, meaning that you can't lose more than $10,000 on the account overall, and per day you can't lose more than $5,000, meaning having $5,000 in drawdown on the equity in any one day. As you can see, based on my results here, I have already achieved the profit target. The profit target is 10%, where they give you a 30-day period to achieve the 10%. So I hit the 10% just about, a little over it. So $10,004.34 right now. I actually incidentally achieved this within, I think, 4 or so trading days. In future, I'll take you through the approach and the mindset and the strategy, etc. That's needed in order to do this. But for now, I'm just giving you an overview of what FTMO is, and if it's worth looking at. So I've already achieved this challenge, and I have managed to keep my maximum daily loss, my maximum loss, well below the threshold. My daily loss well below the threshold, and so far I'm at day 9 of the required minimum 10 days that you have to trade the account at least for 10 days, meaning open at least one trade. So even in my case, where I've already achieved the profit target, I still have to open trades every single day until I meet the 10-day criteria. Right? So you can see here that I've actually been opening trades for the past 4 days just to satisfy the time criteria. So pretty much, this is my equity, which I already took you through. The number of trades I took, I would have taken 82 trades with total lots of 463 lots. My win ratio is 74%. I guess pretty decent. Pretty good, all things considered. Average profit 280 roundabout. Average losses about 353. So that gives me a risk to reward ratio of 79.79%. On the lower side, but of course that is balanced out quite nicely by the win ratio that my strategy has. So in future, I'm gonna be working at increasing this, sorry, so that actually have a better risk to reward ratio. That's important as well. And expectancy of 122. That's saying every time I pull the trigger on a trade, I am likely to deliver 122 US dollars per trade. Profit factor 2.42. So if you look at my trading account, my profit curve, you can see here I started out pretty slowly. So $96, 100 and some odd dollars, 200, 100, and then there was a steady build until I got to about 2%, and this would have been within the first day, believe it or not. And I had a hit where I went down to 1250, and then I believe I closed the second day somewhere in the region of about 3,000 or so. So I was 3% within 2 days, and then by the third day I had a huge day because there was some huge movement on the pair I trade, and I was able to bring it all the way up to about 9,477. Believe it or not, that was by the third day of trading. But I mean, I was just on the cusp. I needed just $500, and I was so greedy. And I mean, greed is one of the greatest detractors of profitable trading. And so my balance fell. And then I shook it off and said, let's go again. So you have those periods where you're going through that losing spell. That's what was happening here. So my balance was steadily falling, till I was in the 5,000 region. Still above 5,000, but I mean, I was so close to the target. So I started the steady build again. Steady build had a fall again, and then there was a steady build up until I made the target, I think, with about 4 or 5 days of trading. So I've, for the past 4 days, all I've been doing is just opening, one trade per day, pretty small lots, just to satisfy the criteria, in order to meet the minimum day requirement. If you look through my trades, you can see, what my lots and my positions have been like. So, six lots or so has been like my standard trading sizes. You can see my profits here, all profits. Here we go, a losing spell. Yeah, so this is one of those periods where I had that drawdown. And if you look through, you'll see a similar pattern, more wins than losses, certainly. But I mean, you'd be surprised at how these small wins, $200, $100, $300, how they add up. Here we had a pretty large loss streak, $800 on that one position there. So trading is not about being 100% right, guys. It's about, at the end of the day, knowing how to manage your account in such a way that, you're able to minimize your losses, maximize your profits, and at the end of the day, it's about netting out in profit and not, in this case, not violating the limits that have been set in terms of losses. So you can see there, I mean, that's pretty much how the account looks. I made most of my money selling versus buying. 7,800 would have 78% would have been made selling, 22% or so buying. This is interesting. I only trade one pair. I only traded one pair on this account, which was GBP USD, and I was able to achieve this using a strategy that I won't take credit for developing the strategy, but it's one that I've owned and honed. So I've owned it in the sense I've taken it from others, but I've also taken the time to hone that skill over time, and to kind of perfect it. So that's pretty much my introduction to FTMO, guys. I mean, it's a good opportunity. I think it's one that's worthwhile if you believe that you have a system that works, and you want to see just how much you can push yourself in terms of your trading abilities. This is a good avenue for that. And if and when you are successful in terms of meeting passing the challenge, I just have 1 day to go in terms of passing the challenge. In the verification stage, it will be a similar dynamic in the sense that I will have double the days, right? 20 days, similar loss criteria in terms of daily loss and maximum loss, 5,000 and 10,000 respectively. But guess what? The profit target will be half with double the time. So I mean, it's less pressure. I mean, less pushing in order to meet the target. A 5% target instead of a 10%. So I mean, definitely doable. But let's see if the market will reward me based on my strategies. So I'll give you updates as we go along. But I mean, that's just my brief introduction. Oh, and stick around. I'll be going through some other matters as it relates to financial independence and financial wellness, and just generally being a well-rounded individual. Thank you.